Good day, class. Since we weren't able to pursue our virtual discussion about Machine Shorthand 1, since unfortunately my connection isn't that strong and we only have few attendees during that day, and it's just that wala di gyud kaya. I tried my best. I tried to look for a spot nga makakuha og internet, but then it really is hard yun. So, muna nga magkuha na lang ta. We will be discussing this through video discussion. Then I hope nga you will take the time to study what I have discussed here. Kay you will be using this a lot, good. Okay, this is the basic of the basics using kanang machine shorthand. Kay inag prelim, might be prelim or midterm or finals, depends on kanang if permahanan ni ma-meet tong amuang gigama nga letter ni Sir John, then it's possible that you will have your examination face to face. So that's why you have to really practice in your home. Kay arong dili na mo maglisod. But I know it's just kanang different lang bitaw kanang inyuhang prototype diha and the machine. Different siya in a way nga dili ninyo makit-an kung sa inyo ang i-type. But then the important part of it is that maanad inyo ang kamot. Inigtuplok-tuplok ninyo ana. So I hope that your stenographic machine is 3Ds. So if di na 3D, kindly upgrade it. 3D na siya. Kaya arong muna siya og soft touch bitaw. Okay? So here, this is how your steno machine would look like if maka-operate naman in the future. So if nakita-naw ninyo tong video nga gi-attach sa inyong module, the one in the YouTube video, makahibaw mo og how to set up the machine. So we have to be really careful when setting up this machine kay one bundak, tagak tanan. Samot na kay the machine is sensitive kay ko ano siya digital. So way back when I was in college, we used the manual one. So wala ingani siya gihapon. This steno machine is the same. Wala lang siya kanang monitor. So we don't have monitor. Ang amo na is ribbon. Mura siya og kanang nasa typewriter bitaw nga mura og receipt. So more siya resibo mo'y magawas. But then sa inyo more siya the older type or katong manual one, ang gamit adto is ribbon or ink. So more siya og sa typewriter. But then this one isaksak na siya. We will be using electricity to run this machine. It is also connected to a computer, which is muna yung mo translate automatically. But then sad to say that the computer that we have on our school is not yet updated. So some of the words that you will type on your machine is dili pa siya ma-translate automatically sa computer. So we have to update the computer, and that's why we are really teaching you on how to read and transcribe manually. Kay kuan man kanang dili ra pud ta magsalig sa computer gyud. So para double checking siya. Okay. As what I have said, dapat active ang inyong kuan listening skills. So sa inig-type ninyo sa machine, the letters that will be shown in the monitor is kaning kuan the S, T, P, K, and whatsoever kung unsa na nga letters nga naa sa inyong machine. So that is capitalized. So capital na sila tanan. And then ang mo gawas na sa computer is the transcripted one. Katong like for example, the rat sat on a table. So mao na to siya. Katong a word or a sentence na ang mo gawas. But then again, the one that we have is not yet updated, so we have to transcribe it manually, not automatically. So mao na siya. Again, I hope that you watch the video that I attached in your PT, in your module kay arong makita ninyo kung giunsa pag assemble. Okay, one of these days, basin maka-assemble mo ani nga machine. We have to be very careful lang kay the machine is costly, so it costs 300,000 per machine. So 300,000 and pila ka peso pa na per machine. So muna nga, let's just be careful kay mahal ni nga machine. And we only have 2 machines sa TCC as of now. So here, machine shorthand, sometimes referred to as stenotype, is a system of phonetic writing which uses a compact keyboard consisting of 23 keys, 21 letters, an asterisk, and a number bar. So kaning inyuhang machine keyboard, ngani ang forma niya, di ba? Gipagama man muna ko og prototype sa machine. So ingad na inyang forma. But then in the real machine shorthand na gyud or sa steno machine, it doesn't have anything on it. So we don't have letters, numbers, asterisk, and whatsoever on it. So it's just a blank kanang keyboard, nothing on the top of it. Mao na nga among gipagama ninyo is wala na mo paswati og miskig unsa para inyuhan na siyang masag-o. So you have to memorize the letters, first the letters, the numbers, the positioning, and so on. Magkalisod naman you have to memorize the combinations of the keys to formulate a letter, a phrase, or brief forms. So nga na siya. We have the number bar, kaning as ibabaw, kanang the key, 21 letters, and the asterisk. So here, mo na inyuhang forma sa inyong steno keyboard. So the upper one, or the upper bunk, is mo na tawag og number bar. Kani siya. This is your number bar. And then here, kani siya, this is the upper bank. And this one here is the lower bank. But then, it is divided into, divided into initial keys and final keys. So this one here is your initial keys, and this one is your final keys. So kana siya, and then these are the vowel keys. Okay, so like for example, the word tap. So kani siya here, initial T, vowel A, and final P. So that's tap. But then you have to press it simultaneously to create a word. No? Unlike sa inyuhang computer or sa inyuhang tawag anang typewriter nga magtagsa-tagsa mo dito og T, A, then P. So it's not like that. You have to tap it or like press it simultaneously, which means dungan. So you place your hands on T, kung i-proper positioning na. I will teach you how to properly position your hands. And A sa inyuhang thumb, and then P sa inyuhang middle finger, and then you have to press it again dungan. So mo register na to dito ang word nga tap. Okay? So okay, here. Your left hand, again, is intended for the initial keys. Kani siya. This is the initial keys. So, kanang inyuhang left hand, that is for initial keys. Kani, for example, your left pinky finger is intended for letter S. The left ring finger is for T and K. The left middle finger is P and W. The left index finger is H and R. So, ilahasa na inyuhang kamot dira be. And then left thumb would be A and O. So, kani siya. Here. This one is letter S. This one Okay, here. So, kani siya, this would be your left hand. Kanang inyong left hand, the left fingers on your hand is intended for each keys or each letter. So the left pinky finger would be letter S. Left ring finger would be letter T and K. Left middle finger would be P and W. Left index finger would be H and R. And your thumb, left thumb, would be A and O. So kani. Ila-ilahasan na inyong mga kamot, ana. And I hope that you have your prototype while watching this video para kuan kanang inyong i-practice ang home key positioning. Kay again, we will be calling you by group sa prelim examination siguro so that you can experience how to maneuver the steno machine. So mo na siya ha, okay? Kani. S is para ni pinky finger, T and P, ring finger, P and W ni index finger, H and R for left index finger, and then middle finger tong ganina, index finger ang next, and then the thumb would be for the vowels A and O. In placing your hands, sa inyong stenographic keyboard, do not put it sa T, P, or H or sa K, W, R. You have to put it on the crack. So here, sa crack ninyo ibutang, gawa sa S, kay ang S kay one key na siya, so wala siya kailog. So ang S is malipayon na siyang alone dira. But then, kaning mga naikuyog, like for example, T, K, P, W, and H, R, you have to put your fingers on a crack so that if ganahan mo nga mo type sa T or sa upper bank, then you have to move your finger upward, and if sa lower bank mo, then move it downwards. So, nga na ra siya. And then sa inyuhang kuan, left finger, you have to rest it in, sa inyuhang left thumb, i-rest na sa A and U. So, that's it. Munay sa left hand initial consonant. Sa right hand, or the final consonant, mo na ang inyuhang final keys. So, going back here, kani inyong final keys. This one, F, P, L, T, D, R, B, G, S, Z. So, that's the final keys. Kaya the initial key would be the left side of the asterisk man. So, let's go back here. Kani siya, ila-ilahan ninyong finger sa mga ngandera. So we have the right thumb, the right index finger, the right middle finger, right ring finger, and the right pinky finger. So kani si right thumb, ang iyang letters are the vowels E and U. And kani si FR would be kani inyong index finger. Si P and B kani inyong middle finger. Kani si L and G would be the ring finger, and kani siya kanitanan kani. Saan man siya? Kani siya. Kana T, D, S, Z is pressed by this one. But then again, as what I have said, if you are to position your hands on the keyboard, you put it in the crack. Okay? And dili sa upper or sa lower bank. Just on the crack. Para dili siya lisod ninyo. Kani makita ninyo sa babaw, that's how you will position your hands. By the way, kaning sa kuan bitaw, kani sa inyong right pinky finger, since upat man iyang letters, you will just put your finger sa crack sa T and S. And then, kuhit na lang mo sa D or Z if ever na may stroke nga mag-involve og final D and Z. So here, let's practice. Kaning example for example, wrap, rub, red, rub, hat, pal, pod, pull, pet, car. So these words are just single stroke words, or tawag anang single syllabic one-syllabic words. The most important thing to note or to remember, as you have learned in your previous stenography classes, like atong Greg stenography ninyo, that you have to listen to the word. Kay phonetic ang atake sa stenography. Dili siya spelling based. It's in transcribe, you have to write the real tawagan ng kuan good spelling, but then during the kanang stroking sa steno, always jud mo mag-base sa iyahang tawagan ng sound, not on the spelling. So for example, the word wrap. Okay, so kani inyong keyboard, just clear this one. Here's your keyboard. You have to put your hands, again, katong proper positioning ninyo, you have to press R, A, and P simultaneously. So that's one press. You have to press that kanang together. Kasarang na nga press. So that's wrap. Mugawas na dayon dito sa monitor ang R, A, and P. So nga na siya ha. So what if kuan ma'am bat? Like for example, na A man ani, na T, na A, but then wala lagi B. Sakay since S, T, K, P, W, H, R naman yung nasa initial bank na to or sa initial keys. So how will we stroke bat? Kintahay ma'am, nga na. So we will learn that on our succeeding modules, the combination of letters to have kanang a single letter. Like for example, letter B, wala man tayo letter B. So it's a combination of letters on the initial bank. But then now, let's just focus on single syllabic word, home key positioning, and so on. Isa tawag libog-libog. Let's do with the basic. For example, we have pet. So we will be pressing letter P here. We have E, your thumb, your right thumb, and T, inyong right middle finger. So press that together. That's pet. Okay? So I hope that you really are practicing with your stenographic keyboards ha. Kay dili na biya ta mag-practice inig prelim ditso na. Dili na miingon ninyo nga okay, mag home key positioning sa ta, mag-practice sa ta, magsag-usag sa ta sa mga letters. No, we will be directly instructing you to set up the machine, and then magkuan na ta ditso, anang mag-type na mo ditso ana. So that's why we really encourage you to have your stenographic keyboard always, and we also instructed you nga it would be better if naka 3D type siya, like butangan ba niyo foam diha or whatever pala lang mo siya ma-press bitaw. So that's it. Again, we have pool. So the word pool is spelled P-U-L-L, but then we have to press kuan lang, letter P, U, and letter L. That's pool. But then inag-transcribe ninyo ana, the correct spelling would be transcribed, of course. So we have phrases. Kung naka-remember mo sa inyong stenography, katong shorthand ninyo, katong kang Greg, you have kuan tawag anang brief forms and phrases. We also have that one in steno machine or stenographic machine or machine shorthand. So phrases or phrase is an outline representing two or more words that does not fully represent the sound of those words. Like for example, S and T means is the, rather than writing each word as a separate outline. So kanang instead of writing as and the, so dili na ta mag kuan with libog-libog, or like dili na ta magdugay-dugay. So let's just press S and T together. So the S here is the initial one, initial S, and then T is the final T. So for example, is the. So here is our keyboard. We will be pressing S, the initial one, and T, S, T. So together, that's S the. Okay, so kana you have to practice this word exercise. Sayo na siya. Basta inyo rang i-follow tong rulings. So we have S, kanang letter S, kanang is. With W ra, kaning nga W is kanina siya sa front or kaning initial W, kana nga with. Okay, the, letter T, R, letter R, K is can, A or like a, ST, mo to is the, WT, with the, and RT, are the. So, kani siya. Muna nga, you need to be tawag anang kin to the words nga inyong madunggan. And also, you have to memorize the keyboard. Okay, wala man na siya numbers and letters diha. You have to memorize the keyboards. You have to memorize the phrases and you have to memorize everything. For inflected endings, kanang na mga ES or like S sa ending sa words. For example, spells, cuts, reads, and so on. Like robs and a lot of kanang ES pa nga mga endings. You have to type it with the letter S ra sa end. For example, this one. The word spells. So you have to press S, P for initial keys, vowel E, final L, and S. So that's spells. Na isa na ka stroke. What for example, the word rob or robs. Let's have R, initial R, vowel U, and then B for final letter. So that's rob, and if it's robs, then you have to include S, final S. So that's robs. For words which ended in ED or D, for example, instructed or robbed, spelled. Kana lang tang one syllabic no. Sa kita for example spelled. So that's S. That's press S, P, E, L, and D. That's spelled. So past tense na siya. Here. For example, robbed. So again, you have to add letter D ra sa final D. If it's robbed, then R, U, B, and D. That's robbed. And for words which ends in letter which ends in ing or like an ing, like for example, spelling or robbing or cutting. So that's the ing there is stroked with letter G lang. So that's it. Kana G lang, dili na ing. So it's gonna be like this. You have to press R, U, B, and G together. So that's rubbing. Now that stroked is transcribed as rubbing. For example, sa selling, so that's S, E, L, and G. So kani siya. So pwede na ninyo og dunganon og press. Like ipahigda na ninyong kamot or sa crack ninyo i-press. That's selling. Another example, the word spelling. So letter S, P, E, L, and G. So that would be pressed again simultaneously or together. Muna nga mag-need yun mo practice, a lot of practice para maanad na inyong kamot ana. Kay dili siya perhaw computer nga tagsa-tagsa ang words or tagsa-tagsa ang letters para maka-create og word. So that's it. Naay daghan nga mga practice words or word exercise sa inyong module. So kana mo inyong guide while you are practicing, following the rulings that I have discussed karon. So let's have punctuation. So ang punctuation, period or like kana tuldok, the combination of the keys would be FPLT. So if, like for example, the cat sat. So ang tuldok ana is FPLT. Kani siya. Wait. Here, FPLT. So you have to press that one simultaneously. FPLT. That's period. And then we have comma RBGS. So the lower bank. Kani. This one, RBGS. So that's comma. So you have to press that one simultaneously or together. And we have the question mark is STPH. So the initial upper bank. Kani siya. STPH. You have to press that one simultaneously. Dili sa crack ha, sa babaw lang kay STPH man. Unless T and K na siya. Kay if T, K, PW, you have to press it on the crack. Kay together man. But then if it's not tawagan ng together, then you have to press the upper bank lang. Una, you have to memorize the letters and numbers on your keyboard. It's essential. So here are the sample strokes. A cat sat. So kani siya. Muni. You have to press A first. That one. Kaning slash that indicates other sentence na sad. You won't use space kay kanang automatically na mo dong siya sa ubos. So bali mo ra siya mo paragraph sa inyong monitor. So you have to press A for A and then cat CAT. So KAT, that's pressed together, one stroke, cat, and then SAT, SAT, pressed together again, SAT for SAT, and then FPLT for period. So muna inyong i-press. The cat is sad. So priharad to. The, diba, is the phrase. We have phrases ganiha. So kaning the, that's letter T lang. This is initial ha. Ang inyong indication bitaw class is kaning dash. That dash means if left side siya, that's initial key, and if the right side siya sa dash, that's final key. So since left side man siya sa dash, then that's initial key. The cat is katong phrase nga is, which is letter S ra, and sad, SAD, FPLT, which is period. Kaning number 5, is the rug wet? So since is the is one stroke, one phrase, so that means kani siya, S and T. The S here is katong initial, the T is final, since naman siya sa right side. Again, muna na inyong ilhanan kung initial side or right side ba siya sa dash. So if initial side, that's kanang initial keys. Kung ato na siya sa left side, kung sa right side sad, that's final keys. So for example, is the rug wet? So you have to stroke initial S and T, final T together. So that's is the rug for letter R, A and G, that's rug. Wet is the W, E, and T. So naman na siya, makitaan mo na sa inyong keyboard. Here. First is that you have to press S and T, that's is the. And then, another one, you have to press, diba, kuan man to, the rug is wet. So, R, A, G, that's rug, one press, one stroke. We have the rug is wet. Is, initial is, to initial S, tong is, since naman siya sa left side, sa anang dash. And wet is W, E, and T. And since it ended with a question mark, then press ASTPH. So, muna siya. Yan na ra. Monay, is the rug wet? Or yeah, that's it. So kana, you have to practice sample sentence exercise using your prototype keyboard. And you also have to master how to read the strokes. Kay kuan kanang lahi ba yan na siya. Like for example, the word cut. So wala may letter C sa kuan keyboard. So that's, and since we kanang pattern on the sound, or it's kanang since phonetic man siya, so that's letter K, U, and T. So instead of C, that's letter K. So cut the wet red rugs. Ngay RGBS ana tungod kay this is comma. So mo to siya kaning number 10 katong na inflicted word. Stop petting the cat. So stop here. It is stroke as S-T-O-P. That's stop. Lahi man ang stop. So, dapat makahibaw dyan mo ha. It's crucial yun kay you have to learn how to pronounce each word properly. Like, for example, the word stop. Diba makabi mong A, but it's not A kay, if it's A, it's pronounced as tap or tap. Stop. But then, since it is O man, stop. Hindi po siya stop. It's stop. Muna nga, you have to practice your pronunciation, diction, all sorts of things. Kay, importante kayo na siya. Here, balikta. Stop petting the cat. So, petting means, I mean, petting, we have, naman siya inflected words, like na G or ing sa last. So, inyong i-press is letter P, E, and T. Then, since kuan man siya, bikil man siya, mag-una man ni kani siya. Like, for example, the word petting. Petting. The word petting. So, pet, stroke, P-E-T first. Kaya unlike ato bitong spells or spelling or learning, o sa bitong uban nga example to ganila like spelling, nauna man si nauna or nagtapad man, but then in cases like this, like for example nauna si T, nawahi si G ni T, so ang mahitabo ana if inyohan nang i-press together kani, ang mugawa sa monitor is P, E, G, and T. Kaya na siya. Kaya nauna man si G kaysa ni T. So, dili siya petting na inigbasa. Muna nga, instead of dunganon sila, mahog siya nga duha ka syllables. Like, pet first, and then ing, or the ing, which is represented by G, inigkahuman ninyo aning petting. So, iniggawas ana sa keyboard ay sa kanang monitor, may muna siyang pet and then G ani. So, that's petting. I hope you get that. Okay, that's the basic of how to use your keyboard, the proper home key positioning, and the kuansad tawagan ng rulings of how to apply inflected words, phrases, asa dapit initial ba, final keys, and all sorts of things. And again, i-insert lang nako kaning number bar. Kaya murag wala na lang ako na-discuss ninyo. Kaning number bar, this one, kani siya kani. This is called the number bar. But then, the numbers are here. Naa siya sa upper bank nakasuwat. Kanang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, ay 5 is nasa A, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 is naa ni, kaning O, muna 0. So, dili siya, both pasabot nga, since kani ang number bar, kani rapod inyong tuplukon. This number bar here represents shift. So, kung sa computer pa, shift na siya. So, you have to, if you want to stroke 1, then you have to press number bar and S. Kaya naman ang 1 dira together. So, again, if 2 kani siya, if 3 kani, if 4 ka ni, if 6 ka ni, if 7 ka ni, if 8 ni, 9 ni, and then 10 is this one, the number bar, and your thumb, your left thumb, which is kaning nasa A. And if 0, the number bar alone ha, dili appeal ning kuan kani. If like for example number 5, then you press number bar kani, and this one. If you want to press 0, okay, since 0 man eh, then you have to press the number bar and O together. Kay if kanira inyohang pisliton, letter ang magawas ana. So that's it. I hope nga naka-follow ra, and if wala, ibalik-balik ra og practice ang inyong hands. The video is available man, so I will be posting this one on YouTube para ma-access ra ninyo, kay bugat-bugat siya sa Teams. And we will have recordings pa to follow sa inyong mga learning modules karong ma-guided mo. But then it doesn't mean nga wala mo gipa stroke pa karon, or like wala pa mo gipa touch sa keys, dili na pud mo mag-practice, or ana na pud mo mag-practice inig ka touch niyo sa keys. So from time to time, if you have vacant time, you have to have your prototype. Like for example, if you are working, so dadaan ang inyong machine prototype and lunch break, or like kana merienda break ninyo, if you have 15 minutes, then you have time to practice on the keyboard kay arong ma-familiarize inyong hands, and so that you will also be able to memorize the letters, the combination of keys, phrases, and punctuations. So mao to siya. If you have questions or clarifications, may kalibugan, since lagi lahi ra gyud kong nag face to face pa ta, you can message me directly on Teams lang. Do not comment it on YouTube, or do not post it on channels kay maglisod ko reply adto. So just message me directly on MS Chats. So that's all. Thank you, and expect a lot of more videos to come.